When to fire an employee, a CEO, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, one of the most difficult decisions you have to make is when it comes to you have to let someone go. You have to fire an employee. And it is always very, very difficult. It doesn't even matter if that person has been with the company for only 1 or 2 years or 3 months or 6 months, or maybe they've been with you for many, many years, like 2, 3, 5, 10 years, or they have been with you since the beginning. You know what I'm talking about? Like they've been with you when you started the business, right? So ask yourself, comment below, do you have people within your organization that you know deep down, you gotta let them go, right? You know they're toxic, they're negative, they have been complacent, they're not facilitating your growth, they're not contributing to the next level of where you want to go. Then what do you have to do? You have to let them go. You have to realize that the people who you started off with, maybe when you were at $0 going to $500,000, $1 million, the people who got you to the $1 million mark might not be the same people. Chances are will not be the same people who got you who get you to the next level, the 10 million and the 20, 30, even 100 and beyond, right? They would not be the same people. And I know it is very, very difficult, and it's very difficult for me as well, right? When you have to let someone go, and especially they've been very, very loyal to you. But I want to share my perspective with you. When do you want to let someone go? Now, sometimes where they are maybe very, very loyal, but the company or that position has outgrown their capability, meaning now they are making a lot of mistakes and they're trying their very best, but their capabilities, their skills, their mentality it doesn't fit, right? They can only perform at this level, but the position, the job requires them to perform at this level. Doesn't make them a bad person, but they just don't have the skills. And when you're growing this fast, then what do, right? You have to let them go, unfortunately. And it's not that because you're selfish and things like that. Here's the way that I see it. Anyone who works within a Danlaw organization, if they have been with me for any length of time, I guarantee this is like the Shaolin Temple, as far as I'm concerned, right? Where if someone they've been with me for any length of time, within my company, they may be 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Not that they're bad, but because what's required at the job, they're just 4 out of 5, right? 5 out of 5. But outside of my organization, for anybody else, they could be 10 out of 10. They've gone through this training, they have been with me, right? I've provided a lot of coaching. Just like companies, why a lot of companies like to hire people from, like say Starbucks, because Starbucks customer service, their trainings are phenomenal, right? Like they know that anyone who's been through the Starbucks training, they're very good with people, they got great people skill. It's the same idea. Anyone that's been with me for any length of time, if they actually are good, they go out there, they can kick some serious ass. Depends on when it comes to marketing or social media or things like that. So why not give them the opportunity? Why not let them go and let them have a better future, better for you, better for them, right? When you're asking yourself, when should you let someone go? When should you fire an employee? I ask myself 2 questions. Number 1, would I be upset if they quit? Would I be upset if they quit? So ask yourself, the people that you're thinking, like within your company right now, they're working within your company, your organization. Would you be upset if they quit? If your answer is, no, actually I won't be upset if they quit, that's a good indicator, right? If you're saying, no, I'll be so upset, right? I really need them, they're so valuable to the company, well, that's a different story, right? Second question that I would ask is this: would I hire them again? That's right. If you let them go, would you bring them back again? Chances are, if you're asking this question, the answer is no, right? I always say it's not the people that you fire that makes you miserable, it's the people you don't fire that makes you miserable, right? Chances are we waited too long, and I always waited too long. I waited too long. It's not good for you, it's not good for them, right? Sometimes you gotta just make the tough decision, right? Like Donald Trump, right? Do the snake hand, like you're fired. The important thing is the snake hand and the mouth, you're fired. That's how you do it. You gotta let them go, right? Have that conversation. One thing I do within my company, once a year I'll ask my team, I would pay someone to leave. I would pay and say, hey, you know what, you wanna go? Here's the compensation, I would pay someone to leave. If they would take that money, not the right person, right? And also another thing in a policy I have, I talk to all my directors. Every single year, 10% we gotta let go. My closers, actually every quarter, replace bottom 20% of my closers within my sales team. I will take them out. So only keep the top 80%. When you have that kind of culture, everyone strives to be better. Everyone wants to go to the next level. That's the difference. So ask yourself, are you waiting too long? Are you waiting to, you know who you need to let go, you know who you need to fire, and you know who is holding your business back. Those B players that you have, they are affecting your A players. A players don't like to work with B players and C players because A players believe that B and C players are holding them back, and A players do not like to work with B and C players. If you're not familiar with the concept of A player and B player and C player, click on the link here and watch my other video. I explain to you exactly how to identify the A player and B player and C player and D player and exactly what do you need to do. So go ahead, click on that video.